Today, I'll be interviewing and doing a day in the life with Connor Kingsbury. You guys probably know him. He's one of the prominent young entrepreneurs that are in real estate right now, doing commercial deals, residential, rentals, flips, you name it, he's doing it. So follow us and we're gonna have an awesome day, whether it's going through his properties and showing some of his hobbies, but really, we're trying to get to understand who Connor really is. Who is Connor Kingsbury?
Just a regular guy, man. Real estate investor. Haven't worked a W-2 job in almost 4 years. Thought about it. You know how it is being a business owner. Lots of highs, lots of lows. My main investment strategy is buy and hold rentals. I try to keep some flips going at all times as well. Jason Lavender and I have a small wholesaling company. Do a couple deals a month with that. We're getting into some commercial jobs, seeing some success with that as well.
So how'd you get started?
Actually, I was tired of being broke, so I was doing fire alarm systems, making $18 an hour, installing and programming fire alarm systems. And I asked my boss at the time for a raise. I said, hey, can you bump me up to $20 an hour? Because every week I'd get my check and, I'd pay my bills, put a little bit of money back, and I'd have like $130 to last me a whole week. I didn't like that, and so I knew how to do something about it, and I figured the best way was to stick with the job I had. I'd been working there for about 2 years, and just ask for a raise, but he said no, and by that time I was already nationally certified to work on fire alarm systems. I had 2 national certifications. He said he wasn't going to bump me up to 20 an hour, so I started, funnily enough, scrolling on Facebook Reels and just keeping my eyes out for opportunity. So I came across a reel, and this guy was a wholesaler, and he said you can get into wholesaling with no risk and no money down. Cut the phone back and call.
This is kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's his lights too.
Thank you.
What are you turning this into, like a gym?
No, just retail space.
What kind of business do you think would be a good fit for this?
Hopefully retail.
Like a clothing store or
Any type of shop, yeah. They got these little deals in the front. That way they can put whatever they're selling up there. Fill this with shelves.
How'd you find this deal?
On market.
Oh,
It
like
was,
literally on Zillow or something? Or the MLS?
Cracksy, LoopNet. So it was listed for $200. I walked it. The listing agent ended up essentially begging my agent to bring her an offer. And she said, we really, really, really need to sell this property. And so I told my agent to offer half of list price. And the next morning we had a contract on it. No counter, nothing. We can keep going back. It goes quite a ways.
How many square foot is the whole space?
Just under 7,000.
7,000? Dang.
That's crazy.
So you bought it for $100,000. How much money do you think you put into it before the react?
My note on it, once I refi, is going to be around 205.
205?
Uh-huh.
What do you think your building could be worth once everything's said and done?
Low threes.
Low threes.
Low threes.
Hey, not too bad for a $100,000 investment.
Whoa! I lighted them, right? I knew Jason Lavender was in real estate in some capacity, and so I sent him a message, and I said, hey man, what do you know about wholesaling real estate? And he got immediately fired up. He was like, that's what I do, man. So he went off and, told me, hey, why don't you watch 40 hours or whatever of Max Maxwell on YouTube. So my very first deal, locked it up, started trying to sell it the next day. I was using a company cell phone, because the company I was working for gave us all cell phones. And so they were able to track how many calls I was making. And so they saw on that, it was literally the first day I got a property under contract. They saw I made 60 calls before lunch. And I mean, I was working like a dog. And then when I got back to the shop that day, they said, hey dude, we're under the impression that you're not working like you should be. That's not really fair to us. Are you gonna stop? I just said no. There's no way. So we kind of, I don't know if it's fired or quit, but kind of somewhere in between.
Let's say quit.
Quit, yeah. We respectfully declined to work there any longer. And I still had not closed on my first deal. So I threw away my job of 2 years after I had made $0. And my savings were, $800, right? Threw away my 2-year job secure. And my wife and I, she was my girlfriend at the time, we were pretty serious. And I remember going to her mom's house, and it was, nobody else was going to understand that, and I just had to tell them, like, hey, if I have to go flip burgers at McDonald's to pay my bills, I will.
At our next destination, this is Avenue B. What did you buy this for?
$50,000.
Damn!
I swear to God.
And how many units?
12.
12 units, so they're obviously in some kind of bad condition.
They were terrible. It was like, there was another real estate investor that actually looked at this. They're based out of Wichita, and they saw it, and they said there was no way they could handle a project this size.
Wow.
And so it was
so
terrible.
There's 12 different doors, and how many square foot per door?
Roughly 350, 400 on average.
And what do you think you'll be able to rent them each for?
550 each on average.
And once everything is said and done, what will you be able to refile?
I already refied. I'm good.
Oh, so you did it?
Yeah. So the appraisal came back at 550.
Holy cow! You bought for $50K?
Yeah, but my note on it was 330. So then, or maybe a little more than 330. I walked away with a check for $84,000, and then I got these 12 units.
Did you guys hear that? He walked away with the check for $84,000. No money out of pocket, and the best part is, he has to pay 0 taxes because it's a refi. It's not income, it's debt.
And then, I'll cash flow like $2,200 to $2,500 a month, every single month.
How did you come across this?
Like I said, that other real estate investor looked at it and he was like, hey, check this thing out. And so I paid him $10,000. I gave him 10 grand as an assignment. Originally, he told me they wanted $150,000. And so when I walked the property, I asked again before I left, I said, how much are you wanting for this place again? And they said $50,000. And I was shaking when I handed them the contract.
So obviously I would consider this, So obviously I would consider this a successful deal. If you would have had a rewind back time and you had a similar deal just like this, what are some things that you would do differently to make this project even better, more profitable, and just less stressful in general?
Hire better people the first time. I would have paid more and agreed to a higher bid to get it done right the first time. I went through, 3 sets of contractors on this. The first subcontractor that I hired subbed the job out to an individual that subbed the job out, and I ended up with 3 or 4 homeless people moving in, saying they were contractors and absolutely tearing this place up.
And then we'll swim back to have the house and have a blast. If you're cool with that. Well, it sounds like, dude, you have like next level of hunger and grind. What do you think fueled that? Like, was there something in the past that really made you so hungry?
Yeah, absolutely. So I was addicted to drugs from the age of 14 to 21. So then, like I said, that when I got clean and I was 21, I had a fire lit under me due to the fact that I'd wasted 7 years of my life. I didn't know what being an adult was like, but I was bound and determined to find out.
You know, the series is called The Blueprint, right? If you were talking to the younger version of you who had no money, no connections, a little bit of knowledge, what would you do? How would you approach it? How would you tell me to get to where you are?
The younger version of me, I'd say get off the drugs, man. No. But just like your average guy, or like, right when I got clean, personally, I'm grateful for the fact that I had to start at McDonald's, and then I went to a property management company, and then I worked in a factory, and then I went to a fire alarm company. I learned so many valuable lessons along the way, and now I'm able to confidently say that if I have to go flip burgers at McDonald's, I will, and I mean that. The only reason I'm able to say that is because I started at McDonald's. For somebody else that maybe has experience and just wants to jump straight into it.
What was his phone number?
No, because you got it all on there.
I did. I got it all. We're still your lead, man.
I got a guy. I was kidding, Austin.
Yes, your baby boy.
Yeah, I think you're in good. Yo, that was fucking sick!
You know, do a little research, but really analysis paralysis is a real thing, and maybe network and find some people that are already in the business that can help jumpstart you, because that's what it took for me. I had researched everything, I knew everything, all the ins and outs, you know, to get enough to get started anyway, and I just refused to do it until I talked to that one person, and that was it. And then I was off to the races.
So it's pretty much preparation with gratitude and some grit.
Exactly. Yeah. Figure out who you are along the way. But in terms of just jumping into real estate, yeah, I'd focus less on research, more on networking. I mean, all you got to do is find the right person, and I guarantee you, they will literally hold your hand through the process. Whether it's out of the goodness of their hearts or because maybe you can both win, who cares? It'll get you in the game just by making new friends. That is the biggest skill that I've ever been able to work on, is making friends and then hanging out with people that are smarter than me. Those are my two things.
Hey man, thank you so much.
Absolutely, Ty. Thanks for your time.
Yeah man. Okay, cut. Cut. Thank you so much for having us at your house.
Absolutely.
Hey guys, this is Connor Kingsbury. And do you have anything that you want to say to our Wichita community that maybe if they were just starting out, how they could maybe get closer to real estate?
Nope, just get it done.
You heard the man. Take action. Stop sitting on your couch. No paralysis by analysis. We'll see you next time.